Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk. I'm going to be making my first winter themed card. I don't want to say the C word, Christmas. I'm not ready for that in the first week of August. But I have received some of my stuff, so I thought I'd make a winter themed card. Awesome fun with these little characters. The possibilities are endless, but I'm just going to make a really simple card, and then I might make a more complicated one another day and share that on my social media. So I've got a standard card base here. I've used Balmy Blue. This is 11 3/4 by 4 1/8, scored in the middle, 5 7/8, and then I've got a card base here. This measures, I've forgotten, I cut it different, 5 1/2 by 3 3/4. Cut it slightly different to give me a little bit more of a border than a small 1/8 increment, but I didn't want it huge. There we go, that's what we've got anyway. And then I've got a piece of scrap, and I've just cut myself, what depth is that? And I've just done it by hand. It's about between 1.5 and 2 inches, and I've just cut it wavy like that, and we're going to use that to create a winter scene. Alright, now if you buy this set and you get the dies with it, there is a die that creates a winter scene as well in cardstock, like snow, drifting snow. But I'm going to show you how to do it with inking. Alright, so it's just another variation. The more ideas you've got for one set, the better. So I'm using a blending tool because this is what I like to use. You can use the stamping sponges, I just don't happen to have any. And what I'm going to do in the first instance is I'm just going to line that up, don't matter really where. Okay, main shot. And I'm using Balmy Blue. Okay, just need a piece of scrap. Hold on a minute. Got a bit of scrap here. I've been practicing my stamping. So I'm going to ink up that sponge. I'm just going to dab it on there. Okay, and then I'm starting on the card. Alright, and then I'm going to go in circular motions along the edge. Just in gentle circular motions. Alright, we're not going for a mass. It's a very subtle effect, but it really does work. And then you remove it, and there you've got your snowy background. Alright, super simple, doesn't get any easier than that, and that's going to be our base to stamp on. Right, so I can move that out of the way. So I'm going to use several of the characters. Just bear with me because I had a little... Oh, there he is. I had one of the penguins. Now, I've stamped one of the penguins and I've pre-coloured him and fussy cut him to save time. But he stamps out beautifully. You can colour him how you like. And here's how he's ended up, like that. And I've just used black, and that is dark Daffodil Delight, and that is dark soft seafoam, I think. Seaside Spray, dark Seaside Spray that is. So I'll just bob him to one side because we're not ready for him yet. We're going to use, the first one we're going to use is the little, I think he's a sea lion, okay, or seal. And we're just going to ink him up with Memento. Oh, in fact, I need to do this first. So this one is like a little floating piece of ice. But it's quite good because I've played with this. If you stamp it one way, it looks like a floating piece of ice. If you stamp it the other way, it looks like a hole in the ice. So you can play with that and get different looks. So I'm stamping my little floating iceberg there, and my little sea lion is going to look like he's jumping off of it. Alright, so just bear with me while I'm sorry if I get my mess of hair in the shot. And I just want him there like that. Okay, so there he is. How cute is he? Alright, so what I'm going to do while I've got my Memento out is do a bit more stamping. So what else have I got? I've got, this is a ski board, snowboard, okay. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to just put it at a slight angle, just randomly there. Alright, and then what else am I stamping? The sentiment. So I'm going to stamp, it says, life's better when we're together having fun. So I'll ink that up. And then I can put my Memento away. Alright, just Just bear with me while I try and stamp that straight without getting my hair in the shot. I'll stamp that in the top right. Hopefully that's stamped nicely. Ta-da! There we go. The Memento gives you a lovely dark crisp finish. It's lovely. Alright, so I can move those out of the way now. And then the next thing I need is... Did I use this one? Can't remember, always remember exactly what I've used for stuff. Yeah. So then we're going to bring our... And we're going to stamp, this is the Balmy Blue again, I'm just using the same colour just to make it easier. And this is a little pile of snowballs, it's one of the stamps. And we're going to put that in the bottom left corner, like so. How cute is that? Right, and then we're going to just do a little bit of colouring. So I'm going to colour his hat, I'm just going to make sure that that Memento's dry. Let me just blot it to make sure it's dry, because if it's not dry, we don't want it mixing with the pen. Right, it's dry, so I'm just doing his hat, and this is a dark Calypso coral. Alright, won't take me long. And then for his body, I've selected a pen out of my stash because I didn't have one that matched. This is a very, very old Spectrum Noir. It's like probably about 8 years old, these. But it was just the right pale grey colour. Okay, so just have a look what you've got. I didn't have a stamping blend in a pale grey, so I'm using this, which is also an alcohol marker. So I know the drying up of these, I've had them so many years, it's ridiculous. And that won't bleed outside the Memento. Okay, and then I'm just going to use the same to just try and save on supplies to colour this snowboard. Okay, and it's a nice bright colour to contrast against the white snow. Alright, let me just use the narrow end for the edge in there. That's the good thing about these. You've got the brush tip for quick colouring, and then you've got the bullet end for precise colouring. And then I've gotten a light seaside spray, and I'm going to use this as a bit of shading. Alright, so I'm just going to go a little bit of shading around those snowballs to make it look like they're in the snow, just to give it a little bit of depth. Alright, and then I'm going to go around the snowboard, and then I'm going to go around my character here. Alright, just literally just a thin line all the way around will be fine. Using the brush tip so I can do it really quickly. Alright, it won't run in. So there we go, and he just stands out then against that background, and it gives a kind of a cartoony sort of look. Shall I zoom in a right tiny bit? Let's zoom in a right little bit. Alright, so there we go. So then now we can bring in our penguin. I love penguins. I've got a thing about penguins. I love them. Penguins and pandas. Right, so I'm just going to put him on some dimensionals, like so. It's a super quick card. The only slow part about it is colouring and fussy cutting the penguin, but if you get the dies that go with the set, then that's not a problem because there's dies for it. And I'm going to put him so that he looks like he's like jumping in midair on that snowboard there with just one foot on it. He's having awesome fun skiing down that snowy bank in there. Alright, and then just for a finishing touch, I have got, where's my set? I've got some little snowflakes here somewhere, a little trio of snowflakes. Alright, so let's just use one of these. Alright, and it's just going to help lift the background a little bit. So we're just going to stamp very simply. We're going to put 3 there. Alright, and then 3 here. Okay, there we go, and that finishes that off and it looks super cute. And all we have to do is mount it on our card base. Well, let me just grab my glue, which is probably dried up because it's been sat there all weekend, not being used, so I've been busy. Let's see if we can just get this glue flowing. Just bear with me a minute, I might need to use my pokey tool to get it going. Let's have a look. So just a bit blocked up, I think. There we go, sorted. Let my glue flowing, there we are. And then really should glue this on before I started putting my 3D elements on, but never mind. A little bit of glue all the way around the edge. Okay. And then we're going to put that on our card base, like so. And I made these for my customer cards for July, so all my customers in July got one of these. Took me quite a while to make them, I will tell you, because I did fussy cut every single one by hand. But it was worth it and it was fun. So there you go. There's my lovely first winter themed card of 2020. I hope you'll give it a try. Hope you like it. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye.